This is House Talk with Wally and Cindy Kerr. Today's real estate podcast is presented by Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage and Best Protect Roofing and Construction. You can catch all of the previous shows and podcasts by visiting the library of topics at wallytalkshouses.com. Let's join Wally and Cindy for this week's podcast.
We've got some great things to talk about, all about the holidays, and we've done some fun things so far, haven't we, Wally?
We had a great night on Sunday night. We had not put up our tree because of that trip that we talked about last week going to Buffalo, New York.
Right.
So we had the grandkids over Sunday evening, and you got out a little mini tree for them. You had one we used to put in the study that was real cute. Tell everybody about that.
Well, we had our big tree that's very tall, and then we got out a little small tree, and I knew the big tree we would need to use Chad, our son, to boost those kids up on his shoulders because he's, 6'3", 6'4"? And
he's 6'3", right.
And they could not reach the top, but they had fun decorating that. But the great thing was that little tree. I got out some heirloom ornaments that we've had, and there was an ornament from when Chad was 3 years old.
And he's 34 today.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought that because we've now gotten to just kind of a classy tree look, just a tree, white lights on it.
Kind of looks like a department store tree.
Yeah, it does, with ribbons on it, but I think it's real pretty. It used to be a lot more work because I would put all these blinky bulbs on and bubble lights from my childhood. I remember going to Mrs. Berry's home right around the corner every year, and it would become Christmas time, and I wanted to go see her tree because they would have like 40 or 50 bubble lights on. She had the most beautiful tree, even being my age today. I could remember being like 10 years old and remember her tree. I could walk in that house today and tell you exactly where it was.
And they don't sell those bubble lights anymore, do they?
Those are pretty hard to find. They are. Maybe they'll bring those back with blow mold. You know that's what I'm loving. Is
those outdoor decorations that are kind of that hard plastic that are illuminated.
When you talked a little bit about why you think those are hard to find today.
I think the shipping is so expensive. They're big and awkward.
Right. They're in boxes, and you can't just go put Santa or a snowman into a shipping truck and expect him not to get torn up.
I know.
We had a lot of fun. That was a good time.
It was. And, we want to just talk about something that's near and dear to our hearts today, and that is about the Oklahoma Family Network. And I want to talk about what we did to help those kids. If you don't know, the Oklahoma Family Network connects individuals with special health care needs with organizations. And these may be families who have a child who spent time in the NICU, has had cancer, is autistic, has cerebral palsy, cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, like Down syndrome, like mental health issues or behavioral issues.
That's right. And what we did is we reached out to the Oklahoma Family Network, and we'll give their phone number at the end of this. And we said we would like to help one of these families. And they sent us a list of presents that one particular family, it is anonymous, so we don't know who the family is, but we got the list of what everybody in the family would like. And it was a 6-member family. And we went up to Walmart. We took our agents and our admins, our administrative people, and we divided into 3 groups, and we each had a list of those members of the family, and we just went out shopping, all paid for by your Home Sold Guaranteed Kerr team, by our company.
And there was a little bit of fun there, so I don't know if you saw it or not, but you remember the movie Animal House from back in college about the crazy animal house, and they take Flounder to the grocery store and start throwing things at him that he's hiding in his sweater. I caught a couple of our agents throwing a few clothes back and forth as they went down an aisle. They were just having fun while we're doing something for charity with Christmas cheer. They weren't doing any damage. I mean, they were just having fun being together. It was great, I think, for our staff to get together away from the office and do this.
It felt good, didn't it, to know what we were doing?
That's what one of the agents texted was he said, it warmed my heart to see all of you away from the office or in a sales meeting and to do something for charity. And yeah, it is a really good feeling this time of year.
It really was fun to pick those things out.
Yeah, and we're giving anonymously. The family won't know who did it. We chose their name. We don't know their name, so it's just that good feeling at Christmas.
Wonderful.
So we encourage you. There's still some time to do this. Can you tell the listeners how to get a hold of the Oklahoma Family Network? And by the way, it's not just for Christmas, right? I mean, these families are needy throughout the year.
That's right. I'm so glad you brought that up. Their phone number is 405-271-5072. And they actually will come. As a matter of fact, they picked up all the gifts from our office, the Oklahoma Family Network, today, didn't they, Wally?
Did.
All ready to go for that family. And it's just awesome.
Yeah, spread some cheer, give from the heart, give a feeling that goes a lot more than just going to the store and buying some presents. This is a time of love, and not everyone is as fortunate as you and me and
That's right.
a lot of other people we know. Hey, we ought to talk about real estate here for a minute, Cindy. We'll dive quickly into this, but only for a few minutes. So we saw some data this week that tells us, and we've verified this with our investment planner, who's a vice president at Merrill Lynch, also with a local lender, Gateway Mortgage, Chris Doak. Also saw an article that I showed you yesterday from Goldman Sachs online.
Yes.
Here's what you need to know without being boring. Interest rates may not get lower than what they are right now, and there's a really good chance they're actually only going to go up from here. Now, this is probably a surprise to a lot of you that felt like maybe if you held on, maybe you've got kids or grandkids or a friend that's waiting to buy until interest rates come down.
And you don't just predict this with a crystal ball. Tell us how you substantiate that.
So let's keep this quick. Mortgage rates, 30-year mortgage rates, are tied to the 10-year Treasury bill. 10-year Treasury bills they're just lower risk. And investors are starting to demand higher yields. In other words, they want a higher return to compensate for the risk of holding long-term treasuries like these 10-year Treasury bills. And these policies from the new administration could also limit the Federal Reserve's scope for lowering short-term interest rates because of what they're calling the trifecta, and that is tariffs on incoming goods like from China and limits on immigration and then tax cuts. And if those things are all enacted, it could drive inflation higher and widen the federal budget deficit. So this is an article from Goldman Sachs. And again, why do 10-year treasuries follow? Well, most people have a 30-year mortgage, but they only stay in the home for 8 to 10 years. That's why 30-year mortgages follow the rates typically, even 15-year mortgages, of what 10-year treasuries are doing. And I actually just looked, and even since yesterday, looks like the 10-year treasury today, Cindy, is at 4.26%. Go add 2 to 2.25% to that, and you're looking at somewhere around 6.5 being the best rates available today. Those are normally for FHA and VA loans, and conventional loans, because they require mortgage insurance, are typically at a higher rate. If those 10-year treasuries just continue to go up, that's what rates are predicted to do. If you'd like to have the article, text us at 330-3000.
Right, you sent it to me and it was really interesting.
It's very engaging, it's very interesting, and it will make you a better financial expert. If you're going to a Christmas party, you can be the guru of understanding what mortgage rates are doing and what the expectation is.
Yes.
I do not think rates are going to go down. If they go down, it's going to be very, very minuscule. And so I think, Cindy, that what you and I have talked about is a lot of people, they just have to get used to these rates.
That's right. And, we've said, I think so many people saw those 3 and 4% rates and think, well, I'll just wait next year, 2025. But it looks like these are the rates that are going to prevail in 2025, if not go up a little bit.
This isn't advice from Wally and Cindy. This is what Merrill Lynch says. This is what lenders are saying. This is what Goldman Sachs says is the 10-year Treasury rate is going to go up, and it will be higher than it is now, which means rates will follow. Waiting to buy probably isn't going to do you any good, and if you want to sell, call us. It may be better to wait to put your home on the market until February, March, or April. April is always the month, Cindy, that I like to target right after spring break. Mm-hmm. When families start thinking, now all the holidays are done, and the next thing that happens is my kids are going to be out of school. So let's not wait until there aren't any houses available. Let's get into the market in April. So if you're thinking about selling, let's do a consultation with you here in the next 30 or 60 days. Call us at 330-3000.
This is a great time to do that. I just went out with one of our agents today on a home that those sellers are planning to sell probably March, April. But we went through the house with them and made suggestions of things they could do to help that house get top dollar when they do put it on the market. And they've got time right now. There's some paint, there's some carpet, there's things like that. And it reminds me of our Fix It to Sell program. And Allie on our team and I were talking, and we said, when you're climbing around in your attic getting all those decorations down, or you're on your roof and you're putting up lights, you might see some things that you've neglected that need to be fixed before you put your home on the market. And that is something that we can help you with. Talk about the Fix It to Sell program, Wally.
The Fix It to Sell program allows you to make certain improvements on your home that will help it sell faster and for more money. For one reasonable flat fee, we're willing to lend you the money up front that you can pay us back for at closing. Mm-hmm. The money that we loan you plus one small flat reasonable fee. We're willing to do that because we can, and a lot of other realtors cannot. It's Fix It to Sell. Our goal is to sell your home for as much as you can get for it so that you put more money in your pocket. If you have interest in that program, you can call us at 330-3000 anytime.
That's right.
Hey, happy holidays to you. We'll have another show before Christmas. Better go get your Christmas shopping done. Have some hot chocolate and enjoy the cheer. Give to the Salvation Army. If you see them in front of department stores, stick $1 inside there. Don't forget to share your love with everyone you know here at the holiday season.
This has been House Talk with Wally and Cindy Kerr, presented each week by Best Protect Roofing and Construction and by Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. Join us weekly to learn more about buying, selling, owning, and investing. And visit Wally Talks Houses to find all available podcasts and shows.